What am I saying? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You've already read the title, you know what this video is. I'm doing another video where I eat foods that I used to eat as a fat kid. So many of you wanted to see this video, so I had to do another one. And if you haven't seen my first one, I would highly recommend go checking it out because I explain a lot more in that video and it's just really fun. I will link it down below. So first things first, I explained this in my last video, but I was never a fat kid. There was a point in time where I was overweight and I was gaining excessive weight. Also, I'm not saying that these foods in this video will make you fat. I'm not saying that at all. It's all about the amounts that you're eating versus expending. So I was eating a lot of these foods in excess, and that's why I was gaining weight and I wasn't expending any of the energy that I was intaking. And I'm also not claiming that any of these foods are bad for you. I just want to show you guys what I used to eat as a kid, and it was fun and delicious. So yeah. Also, these videos are so nostalgic. Like, I just love reminiscing. I feel like Ego from Ratatouille when I film these videos. Most of the snacks in these videos are food items and snacks that I could make for myself and things that I would just get for myself on a daily basis. So let's just jump right into it. The first one, Skittles. That's it. No, this is not an excuse to eat Skittles. I'm actually not one who typically goes for Skittles, and yes, Skittles are accidentally vegan. I mean, they're my childhood, but they're not something I go for just because I'm not the biggest fan. I'd rather eat peanut butter and other things. However, the reason why I am doing Skittles is because there was a specific way that I ate them. Oh, the smell. This was in China. If you guys didn't know, I used to live in China. I would get my allowance from my parents, and of course my mom would tell me to save some, but then the money that I didn't put into my savings, I would go down to this little market that was near our apartment, and they had bags of Skittles, and these Skittle bags were really interesting. They were like this kind of quality, but they were the smaller bags, but they also had a Ziploc, so they almost look like a mini jerky bag. That's the best way I can describe it. And I would buy one, take it to one of my hangout spots. I would take a handful of the Skittles, pop them in my mouth, and chew them up until they all conformed together. Like I said, not very excited for this, but we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna see if it brings back the memories. So, something about it tastes almost perfumey. In the beginning, it was just like I had done it as a kid, but then it got almost chemically, and I did not like that. It's probably because we're in the USA. Not as fun as it was as a kid, obviously, but it did remind me of when I used to do it. Would I do it again? No. Would I recommend? No. It's just, it tastes like a bunch of Skittles. So I'd probably rate this one a 7 out of 10 because it's not bad, but not my favorite. Alright, the next one, I actually already prepared these. My mom used to make these energy balls. I remember specifically I would eat like 7 in one sitting. They were that good. So we're just going to try one. I'm so excited. They taste legit the same. Oh my gosh. I could probably still eat 7, if not more, in one sitting. Mmm. 9.5. Those are bomb, and I cannot wait to eat all of those. Okay, so this next one was a daily ritual for me. It was my go-to afternoon snack every day after school, and that was an apple. I used this exact bowl too, with peanut butter and honey or agave. So we have agave because I don't like honey. And I would sometimes, okay, so when I did this, we had smaller jars of peanut butter. They were like the smaller typical size that you get. Sometimes I would take, I kid you not, half of the jar of peanut butter, because once again, I thought it was super healthy, and it's not that it's not healthy, it's just that I was eating way too much of it. Anything in excess is not okay. And then I would add a decent amount of the honey or agave, and then I would mix it. So now it looks like that. And then I would simply take my apple and dip it in, like so. Oh my gosh, that is just like I remember it. I also remember that I would make sure I had so much of this mixture so I could still have a lot on my apple slices, but by the time I was done with my apple, there would still be some left in the bowl and I would just eat that plain. I swear it just gets better as I keep eating it. I would rate this one a 9 out of 10. Okay, so this next one is a pretty typical one. I've seen a lot of people do this before, but I did this so much. I did it for breakfast, I did it for a snack, and I loved it. And that is a banana with peanut butter. I remember I used to eat this all the time, and when I was really young, I remember my mom would make it for me, and I was always like, Mom, there's not enough peanut butter on there. So when I started making this for myself, I would put so much peanut butter on it. Sometimes I think it was like a 1-to-1 ratio of banana and peanut butter. Also, this is the exact plate I used to use, and I also used to use a fork when eating it. So sometimes I wouldn't use a fork, but I remember using a fork more often than not. Just like I remember it. Bomb. Okay, one more bite. This one's not as good as the apples with peanut butter, but it's so good. I guess it's more nostalgic for me. I still rate it an 8 out of 10 though. Alright you guys, this next one, I am so excited. So, I used to do this thing as a snack. It wasn't as frequent as the banana with peanut butter or the apples with peanut butter and honey or agave, but I still did this one pretty frequently and it was so good. I would take a tortilla and I would put Nutella on it and then roll it up. But because I'm vegan, today we are using this Nicchiolata. I tried this in one of my most recent taste test videos. It pretty much tastes like Nutella. So I'm gonna be using this. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, then I'd roll it. And then I just eat it. That's just as good as I remember it. This is a 10 out of 10. The tortilla is soft. The hazelnut spread, so sweet, so smooth, so delicious. Would definitely do this again. Okay, you guys, I am so excited for the next one. This one is something I also used to do in China with one of my best friends. I think I've actually talked about this before on my channel, but we would take chocolate cake and soak it in milk and then eat it. And it was so good. So I have this vegan chocolate cake with some oat milk. I'm so excited. I can't really show you much. without it spilling. Also, the reason why I have this bowl is because little short story time, I accidentally stole this from her. I was at her house, obviously a long time ago, and she had a bunch of candies that she was giving to me, and she put it in this bowl, and I kept meaning on giving it back to her, but then I kept forgetting, and then I forgot, and then we moved. I figured out that we still had it after we moved back to the States, so I still have her bowl. If I ever see her again, I'm gonna give it back, but I just think it's perfect, and I had to use it for this because these were the type of bowls that we used. I think I would typically like kind of mush mine, because then it would make chocolate milk. If you guys don't know, I loved chocolate milk, and then I would just eat it. Oh my gosh, this tastes just like it. I didn't think it was gonna taste this similar. It is extremely sweet, and I don't think I'd do it again. Maybe I would, but not something I do incredibly often. Still good though. I probably rate it 8.5. Okay, next up is actually a savory item, and this is something I used to make myself for dinner when my mom wasn't home, and it was just super easy, super quick, and I loved it. So I would take leftover rice, which we had pretty frequently in the fridge, and then I would scour the fridge for any type of sauce, whether it be sweet and sour sauce, orange sauce, any kind of Asian sauce, and I would just put it on my rice and just eat that straight up. I think typically it was orange sauce because we had that container of Panda's orange sauce, but I found this vegan sweet and sour sauce in the fridge, and I love sweet and sour sauce, so I was like, I have to use this. Plus, sweet and sour sauce was my favorite as a child too. So I would just put it all on there. I would put so much on there. I think I'd even put more than this. Like, it was ridiculous. And then I would mix it up. And I think I would leave some of it plain too, just in case I needed to add more. Like, add plain rice to the mixture. That's what it looks like. And then I would just eat it. Oh yeah, so simple but so good. I'm a sucker for sauces and curries with rice, so this is like a 9.5 or 10. 100% would do it again. So this next one is one I would always do with my friends typically, but I would sometimes do it by myself, and that is taking salsa and chips, of course. But I wouldn't just dip the chips. Oh, nay, nay. I crushed them into itty bitty pieces, and then I would mix it into the salsa. So that's what it looks like. And I'm a fan of soft chips. So like if I'm eating loaded nachos, I love it when the chips get a little bit soggy because, well, not soggy, but just soft. I don't know why, I've just always liked that. So I would always let this sit for a little bit so that the chips would get a little soft. Or sometimes I'd just eat it right away, but then once I got to the bottom, those chips would be kind of soft, and so it was just really good. I haven't done this in so long. It's just so much better because you just get so much more in one bite. There's so much flavor. I don't know why I stopped doing that. It's so good. I probably rate this one a 9 out of 10. Okay, you guys, I am so excited for the next one. This next one, I probably ate as frequently as I did the apples with peanut butter. And I did this one with my best friend every day after school. It was our religion. And that is roasted red pepper hummus. We would usually use the Sabra hummus, but this is the one I have today. And Greek style pitas. So there are 6 pitas in here. We would snack on these, and I would get through half of the bag with the hummus. And that was our snack while we waited for the food we ordered to arrive. So, girl was thriving. So what we would do is we would just rip it like this and dip it and eat it. And it had to be this brand too, not sponsored, because I remember there was one time we came home from school and we had these wheat pita breads. It was from a different brand and they were so dry and they just weren't good, and so we just didn't even, I don't even think we ate one. So it had to be this one because it's so soft and so flavorful. I would love to get a good chunk and then fold it. And the flavors, they're pretty simple because the red pepper hummus isn't anything spectacular, but it's still just so good. These are so easy to eat. That's probably why I could eat like a bajillion of them. I also think this would be really, really good with garlic hummus. Might as well finish it. Why not? So good and very satisfying too. 8.5. Okay, so this last item I actually tried in my last video, and that was white bread with peanut butter and vegan Nutella. So in my last video I explained that I used to have this every summer, like 3 times a day. It was my peanut butter Nutella sandwich and I was obsessed with it, and I tried it in my last fat kid video and it just wasn't the same because I was using a vegan Nutella or a vegan chocolate spread that just didn't taste like Nutella. But now we have this, so I'm so excited to try it. Also, the bread that I had, I think it was a little bit too thick, so I couldn't really taste all of the wonderful flavors of the peanut butter and Nutella. Plus, the bread that I used for my summer snack was also bread like this. It wasn't a super thick bread. So, and then I would put a thick layer of Nutella on the other side. This sandwich would be dripping as I was eating it. And I had like almost 3 in one day. Honestly, I don't know how I did that. I think I typically didn't feel very good after, but I just wanted it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at that masterpiece. Okay, this is going to be super messy just like last time. Hold on, I need another bite. You guys, this tastes just like I remember it. You guys, if you love peanut butter and Nutella, you have to try this. This is a 10 out of 10. So thick though. If you can get your hands on that vegan Nutella, I found it at Whole Foods. Please try it, so good. Alright you guys, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you have any childhood food creations that you want me to try, let me know. I also kind of want to do another trying my subscribers weird food combinations video, so if you have any weird food combinations that you love, let me know down below and I'd love to try them. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!